So I know I'm in the process of editing, as you can see. I did the look already. I just wanted to come out here and say that I know I've been gone for a while and a lot of stuff has been happening in my life that was very unexpected, but I'm glad that everything did, because in the end everything happens for a reason. So I hope everyone is staying healthy, staying safe, and I am definitely going to be doing more videos later on. But please go ahead and enjoy the video. So we're just gonna do it on one eye right now, just so I can show you, and then we'll completely like do the whole look later. But my thing is, whenever you're doing eyeshadow, if you can totally do one side, you can totally do the other side. So here, I'm gonna just get into it. So we're gonna start, and you kind of want to outline the bottom, right? You just want to give it like a good outline so you know exactly where you're working and what you're working with. So yeah, just make sure you're outlining. And then once that is done, you're going to want to do the same thing on the top. So let me just go ahead and do this. So this is what our eyebrow shape is going to look like. You want to make sure that you're getting in all the gaps, right? So now that we have our eyebrow shape, what we want to do is you want to dip your brush into the pomade and lightly create some strokes. And even though I have my slit, I'm still going to shade it in just because we're going to be outlining it with we're going to be putting concealer on it later. Okay, now after you're done, you're just going to brush through. You see how I don't have like heavy makeup on right now, or at least like a heavy brow, just because, you know, you don't want it to be too heavy, just so like, you know, you're able to build on it and just so it looks more natural. So you want to make sure that you fill in every little crack and cranny that's at least not at the front, right? Now that everything is basically filled and ready to go, what you're going to do is you're going to take the spoolie part and you're going to blend out. You're going to blend the front. You do that. After all of that, you're going to take your concealer. So I use Morphe concealer, and it's shade C 2.25, so very light. Take my concealer and just outline the bottom. Well, outline the bottom and then shade into my eye, and then you're gonna do the same thing with the top. Is just outline it, right? And then you're gonna take your flat brush, right, and you're going to then line up your brow. And you're gonna do the same thing with the top. Now that it's completely outlined, what you're gonna do is you're going to take your beauty sponge. It could be any sponge, so I'm going to take this one and I'm just going to blend it out onto my eyelid. You're going to take, what you're going to do next is you're going to take whatever concealer you are using, and you're going to create a line using the flat brush. Alright, so now that that's done, what you're going to do is blend out whatever's left, and then gently dab the line that you created, and there you go. That's how you do your brows. So moving forward, for the eyeshadow, I definitely like to use one of my favorite palettes. I recently just bought it. It was on sale, thank God. Thank you, Morphe. Is the James Charles mini palette, and I got this for like $13, so it's originally $26, so I got it like half off. Okay, so sorry about that. There's a lot of background noise, but I'm gonna take my Equal Tools blurring brush and I'm gonna dip into the shade. It's very light, this kind of like nice blue right here. And see, you don't want to have too much, so you want to just hit it on the palette. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna start by gently dabbling into the skin like this. So like for the butterfly look, you want to have it as round as possible because we're going to be outlining it. So I mean, it doesn't matter how round it is, you just want to get a good round shape so you can outline it after with the eyeliner. So I'm going to keep going. All right, so now that we've got a good like, you know, roundish shape, what we're going to do is then take the next darkest blue shade. So it's going to be this bottom one right here. We're going to dip into that. You don't want too much, so remember, tap tap, and then we're going to go a little higher than the other one and gently start tapping like that. Now as you see what we're going for now, And so you see now we have two different colored blues. Now we don't want to keep that, right? So what we're going to do is take that first blue that you used and you're going to want to blend that in between, right? You're going to want to blend the two colors. And even if you have too much light blue, you can always dip into that darker blue and fill that in as well. Right? All right. So now that we have blended our two blues, now it's time to dip into the purple. So we don't want to go with a too dark purple just because it'll just completely look different. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this purple right here. We're going to dip into this one. Now, as you can see, I'm using the same brush. Why, you ask? Because I'm poor, but that's another story. But yeah, now you're going to just do the same one right here. And you want to make sure, again, it's more of like a circle kind of thing. And now we can move on to the darker purple. So you're going to take this darker purple shade right here. And you're going to dip, dip, dip. You want to make sure that you always blow on your palettes if there's fallout, because then that ruins them and it makes them dirty. And you don't want a dirty palette. You really don't. So ignore the fallout. It's a process. And I literally have it all over my nose piercing. But we're going to continue. So we're going to take the last one and put it a little more down, just because you don't want it to be too high up, because, you know, like, it has to go with the arc of your brow. So what you're going to do is dip into that darker shade and you're going to bring it out. So then you're going to just bring it out, but still leaving that bump there, right? So you're going to bring it out like that. And you want to make sure that it's at least as dark as possible, as dark as the purple is. So as you can see, now everything is blended out. What you're going to do is you're going to take your trusty makeup wipe and make sure that you always have a makeup wipe on you. And if not, use whatever thing you use to clean. And I'm just going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take to get the, you know, straight edge thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my makeup wipe and I'm going to swipe it to give me that angle look I'm looking for. Now, boom, we have our freaking butterfly colors, at least. Go ahead and pull out the eyeliner and all of that stuff. I actually put the eyeliner in here. So I use e.l.f. eyeliner. Now don't get me wrong, like, the actual applicator itself is actually just, you know, a loose little like brush. So because I don't trust myself a lot of the times, I like to use my own little thing, my own little brush thing. So what I like to do is I actually like to dip it into the thing itself to get a good thing of eyeliner on it, making sure that there's a lot of product on it. And what we're gonna do is then take our dipped brush and then we're going to outline our butterfly. So you're gonna start from the inner corner of your eye, right? And don't worry, even if you do mess up in the beginning, you can always wipe it off, or, you know. So then what you're gonna do is when you get to here, you're gonna wanna move it down like that, right? So then you're gonna move on to the next one. And you kind of want to make them a little thick, just because you're going to be putting in the dots after. Now, when you get to the line, you're going to just follow it. And you want to make sure that you're using a straight edge. I mean, you could totally use the eyeliner. Here, I'll show you. Even if you don't like using like a brush, and if you actually feel confident in using the eyeliner, you can totally use it. I just don't really like it a lot. So then after that, you're gonna take and you're gonna just create a straight edge and just go straight down like that. Yeah, so now that we have our little outline and what we have going on, as you can see, we still have to do our lines. So we're gonna take the trusty eyeliner, and it's really squeaky, like, I don't know, but it gets the job done, remember that. So you're gonna take whatever line you created here and you're just gonna go down You're gonna drag it all the way down. Like that. Like that. Okay? And then after you do that, you kind of want to make like little triangles at the bottom, because it's gonna end up being something great. So yeah, just make it wider towards the bottom. Okay, and you just want to make sure that they go wider towards the bottom, because it's gonna be something. And then we're not done with the eyeliner, so what you're gonna do is then create a line on the bottom of your lid. So you're gonna start from the inner corner and then just creating a straight line. Alrighty then, so now that you have done your outline and like your eyeliner and stuff, what you're gonna do is you're going to take I don't know why my dad's freaking yelling in the back, but anyways, I use concealer. And since my concealer is kind of light, I use that to like create my dots. So you're gonna take whatever, I have another one of these, so I'm gonna take one of this and I'm going to dip it into the concealer. So you're gonna get a good amount of concealer and you're gonna start from the beginning and just create little dots. Alright, so now that you have your little dots, and I know they don't look as great, but it does kind of look nice. Not gonna hold you. Alright, so then after you do that, now it's time to get the bottom of your eye. So what you're going to do, because I mean we're still not finished, we have to put on lashes, we have to do all of my concealer, right? And you're gonna want to do like a little swipe under your eye, and you're gonna, when you get to here, you're gonna want to just do it straight across like that. And that straight edge that you were using earlier for the brow, you're going to sculpt a line. Once you're done, then you're going to blend it out. And then once you have blended it out, if you would like, you can take a setting powder. I use Morphe setting powder. It actually works really well. And you're just gonna take a little bit of it and take your trusty brush and just dabble into it. And then you want to set whatever concealer you put under your eye. All of that. It's time to apply the lashes. So, and you want to like, you know, do your lashes. So what you're gonna do is I use the Maybelline Great Lash, because it has a great you know, spoolie, and it's you know, it does get under the eyes very well. So what you're gonna do is you're going to brush the bottom of your eyes, your bottom lash. You want to make sure that you get a good amount of mascara on there. Alright, so now you're going to do the top ones of your lash, the top parts of your lashes. So you're going to then just brush up. And you want to make sure that any eyeshadow that you may see on here is completely gone. So now we apply the lashes. Okay, so now it's time to apply the lashes. So I like to use these ones that I got from AliExpress. They were like $2. And I recommend getting lashes from there just because they're really nice and they last a very long time. I've had these for a few weeks. I'm almost over a month now. And, you know, the glue seems really easy to remove. So what you're going to do is then gently place the lashes on top. When you're applying the lashes and making sure that it sticks, you just want to press it, blending into your natural lash. People actually have like things to do this, but I use my fingers just because, like, you know, I'm not that bougie. So, and that's the look. This is how I did it. So, yeah, and then you can totally recreate the other side and then do a full face, and yeah, but this is how I created it. So if you want, you can go ahead and try it. I definitely know that I've had a lot of Morphe products in here, and Morphe, I want to say, is like one of my favorite brands. I definitely do like their palettes, and like their products are really affordable. So if you're just getting into makeup, I definitely go and shop for Morphe just because they have really good stuff. All right, well, I'm gonna go, guys. So this is me signing off. I'm definitely gonna come up with better outros and stuff, but deuces.